There should be one. Yeah, I think now it's live. Okay. Amazing. Once again, a warm welcome to all the viewers who have logged in to watch this beautiful episode today. We are joined by a very, very special guest today. And before I introduce her to you and before I start the conversation with her, I would request everyone who has joined in, like every time, please share the video on your Facebook page, create a watch party, let maximum people join in. We'll be discussing a lot about yoga, breathing, meditation with an amazing expert. And this is a chance for a lot of us to clear our doubts. Whatever doubts you might have about yoga, you have a chance to clarify all those things today. So don't miss this chance. Create a watch party on your phone. I'll be doing it right away. And then let's get cracking into the conversation. Okay, so here we are. I want to welcome our guest of tonight, Viktoria. Viktoria, welcome.
Thank you, Krishna.
There is a saying in Sanskrit, Samattvam Yoga, uchchate. I hope I said it right. Which means yoga is a state of equanimity, a state of balance. And whenever I see Viktoria, I feel that you embody this quality completely because you're always so smiling and so centered and so balanced. So a little bit about Viktoria Chandrashekharan. Viktoria Chandrashekharan has been on the path of yoga for the last almost 15 years now. She's been teaching yoga, breathing techniques, meditation under the art of living for almost 10 years. She started teaching in her country, Hungary, where she comes from. And she has taught courses all over the Middle East, including Saudi, Qatar, and of course, the UAE. She lives in Dubai with her husband and spreads the knowledge of yoga prolifically through the Shri Shri Yoga programs. And she also teaches the advanced yoga program, which is called the Yoga Deep Dive to individuals and corporates. Her latest role is as a mentor to future teachers of yoga at the Shri Shri School of Yoga in Europe. Her deep interests and learnings in the science of yoga reflect in her equanimous, gentle approach to her sessions. So I would really say I'm privileged to be able to speak to you and to hear you, Viktoria. So without further ado, let's start. Why don't you take us through your journey from the beginning? How was your childhood? You come from a beautiful country, Hungary. So how was your upbringing? How was your childhood?
This is a question I get many a times. First of all, thank you for the introduction. I'm really happy to be here today and share some of my experiences. I was born in Hungary. I have a twin sister. So I sometimes say I'm a package deal. And we have an older brother. I was raised as a free spirit, so my parents didn't put us into Sunday school. So it might seem a little bit difficult to grasp this for people who are from India, because belonging to a certain religion is a part of the culture over there. But in Europe, it's not always so. But of course, we celebrated Easter and Christmas time. But I was left to discover what is beyond on my own. And my parents thought that if I come to an age, I will decide.
Wow. So at what age did you develop this interest towards yoga or towards spirituality in general? Did something trigger it, or?
I think it was in martial arts. I was interested in martial arts, and I was practicing Kung Fu for 2 years. Yes, you would never know, right?
Looking at you to believe that you were into martial arts.
Yes, there are so many things that you wouldn't say just by looking at me. Oh, I used to be so angry, you would never believe. And at one point, I was the only single girl in the Kung Fu class, and I had the highest rank. So when the instructor didn't come, then I was in charge of the whole class. So, yes,
Wow.
I think martial arts and the discipline that it gave me opened me up to spirituality. And from the age of 16, I was more deeper into it, thanks to my mom.
Wow. So, and then how was your journey from there into the Middle East? I'm assuming that you would have gone to some, you would have done something else before becoming a yoga trainer, or how is it?
Okay, so cutting a long story short, how I found my path into the way of yoga. I never thought that I would be making a career in yoga ever in my life, because I was more dynamic, and it just did not cross my mind. But when I was working for almost 10 years, my profession is communications, and I was majoring in public relations. So at that
Right.
time, I was working as a consultant, and I
Right.
was so stressed. And I was a workaholic, I would say, because I was working almost nonstop, taking maybe one day off, and that's it. So all my relationships were in toss with my mom. I didn't speak with my brother for years by then. And I stopped talking to my twin sister who just had her first baby. So it was really, really a messy time emotionally. I was earning a lot of money, but somehow I
Right.
didn't feel happy. And one of my colleagues told me to go and do some therapy. And she introduced me to someone who was doing a special type of breathing therapy. And that therapist lady told me about the Art of Living program. No, you have to do it. So she told me, there is an enlightened master. And I was thinking, okay, I have no idea what you are talking about, but I'm interested. You get to live in the present moment. I had no idea what you were talking about, but I'm interested. So I had to wait for half a year for the teacher to actually come to my home country
Oh, okay.
to do the first program. Yeah.
So you did your first program in Hungary.
Yes, that's right. With one of the senior most teachers in Europe, Marcel. Some of you may know him.
And then how did this decision happen? At what point of time that you actually want to devote your life to teaching yoga?
That happened already on the first course, because there's a special breathing technique that we learn. It's called the Sudarshan Kriya. And me coming from the corporate background, corporate mindset, very logical, I got such an experience that all my burdens were lifted off my shoulder. And I felt so free, so free. And the thought came, oh my goodness, this is what I've been looking for the whole of my life. And this is what I wanted to do for the whole of my life. So from then, I think my path was set in this direction.
Wow. So Victoria, people do a job for some time, and they get bored. They want to move on to a different company, a different job. And you've been teaching yoga for almost a decade now. So don't you ever get bored?
So I've been teaching the Art of Living program since 2007. So it's even
Oh,
longer.
even longer.
But that's the beauty of the knowledge, because it's ever fresh, ever new. The mind is always longing for something new, but the heart is longing for something old. That's what we take pride in, my old friend, right?
Right.
So this knowledge has both. And I always discover something new about myself, learning more from the participants, and this is also very intriguing to me that this is still happening, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it more and more as I'm getting into it more and more. And you know what? I used to change jobs every single year. Maybe I was in a company for 6 years, but I got different roles every single year. So doing what I'm doing for over a decade and a half, that's a miracle. It's ever so new and ever so fresh.
Wow. When I first saw you in a session in Dubai, I thought, okay, maybe some girl from Europe who wants to know more about uh, Indian Indian yoga and spirituality. I thought maybe you've just come as one of the participants to know more about it. And then I saw you take one session, and I was completely blown over by that session. The way you took yoga, you were so the poise that you had in each posture, really it got to me, and that's when I understood what real yoga is. A lot of people struggle with yoga, but to do yoga with that smile and that poise, I really saw that in you. So here I want to ask you, a lot of people associate yoga with either losing weight or building muscles. What does yoga mean to Victoria?
To Victoria, yoga is a way of my life. Yoga is not just about the postures, bending ourselves into a pretzel, or just losing weight, or closing your eyes and chant something. It's so much more. For me, yoga gave the much needed guidelines that I thought I was getting at school. I was such a Hermione Granger, such a nerd when I was growing up. People hated me for that. But really, I found in yoga what I really needed, those guidelines for everyday life. And it goes so much deeper because, as Maharishi Patanjali says, who was the propounder of yoga, there are 8 limbs of yoga, and there are social ethics, personal ethics. Then there are the asanas, the breathing techniques. Then there is turning the senses inwards, the focus, that leading to meditation. And at the peak, there is samadhi, which is the blissful state. So for me, yoga is all that, living my life in a balanced way, no matter what.
So there is somebody who's asked a question, and at this point, I would ask all the viewers if you have any questions about yoga meditation, feel free to put in your questions in the chat box, and we will take out some time at the end and go through all your questions. So somebody has asked Victoria, when you said about balance, what exactly is this balance, and how do we know we have achieved that balance?
Do you feel good with yourself, or do you have struggles inside? That is one. That is how I look at it, because when I'm stressed, there are so many symptoms that show that I'm out of my balance. So for me, it manifests as some discomfort in the pit of my stomach, or I'm getting breathless, I'm not breathing properly. But of course, many years ago, I didn't know that this was how it is. And I used to eat a lot of chocolate to shove down this discomfort, just to cover it up.
Right.
But being equanimous is being open to situations, being completely accepting of what is. And that includes myself, situations around me, people around me, and and when I'm being thrown off balance, being aware of it and do whatever I can using the techniques to come back. Does this answer your question?
Yes. I have often noticed that it's my personal experience that the days I do not do my practices, even if the day has been very easy at work, I still feel something is missing. And the days I do my practice, no matter how challenging the day was, I still come back home and there is no discomfort. So as you said, there is some sense of discomfort, and generally when I do my practice, I feel very relaxed. So I can totally relate to what you said, that there is a sense of discomfort that makes you feel that something is wrong and something is not balanced. Okay. You've taught programs extensively in corporates, and you still teach corporate sessions. In fact, you've taken courses in high stress corporates, I would say, American Express and GE. How does this knowledge of yoga fit into the corporate world?
Do you breathe?
Yes.
Does everyone breathe?
Yes.
Everyone has a body? Then I think it fits. No, jokes aside, really, yoga has so many benefits that transcends the individual. First, we have to take care of our own selves, because when we are not equanimous, what we are discussing now, then the environment is not going to be equanimous. If one person is stressed, that one person can spread stress all around. And when we are stressed in a corporate environment, that's when the communication is going haywire. That's when we are not able to listen to others. That's when we are not open to suggestions or feedback. That's when we just lash out and later on regret it. So when we have this space of acceptance and awareness, we just need to raise the energy levels. It all comes back to that. So when we raise the energy level, may it be at corporate, at home, in school, wherever we are, that's when we are more aware. That's when we have more positive thoughts in us, more positive emotions in us. That's when we can maintain that around us. So with corporates, of course, there have been some challenges. Shall I share one? I think that's the most interesting one. Because in yoga, when we start a program, we always suggest to keep a balanced diet and, if possible, keep a vegetarian diet. And the very first session, this offended a few participants because they were non-vegetarians. So we carefully had to navigate out of it, because it's just enhancing everyone else's experience. Because when we eat high energy food, fresh food, that's when we are supporting our energy system, our lives. So just for that, but it was really interesting how others perceive it from different point of views, and how not to make such a big deal out of it. So, yeah.
I have attended a session with you in one of the companies, and I can totally relate to it. Everybody was asking for more. Of course, we were short of time, but I could see that sense of relaxation and relief on their faces, as if tons and tons of load has been lifted off their hearts. So totally, yes. So I understand you teach almost every program under the Art of Living banner, right? You teach yoga, you teach the happiness program, you teach courses for children, you teach meditation. I think hardly any course which you do not teach. On top of this, you also taught courses in the prisons. So how has that experience been? I mean, teaching in corporates and teaching, individuals in a very relaxed environment, and then teaching in prisons. How has that experience been?
I got this question in Hungary from the inmates that, Viktoria, what brings you here? Why do you want to take care of us? And I was just reminded of what the founder of Art of Living, who brought these programs up, what he says, that behind every culprit is a victim crying for help. So I was not coming from the space of looking at them as someone who did some bad things. No. That respect, that everyone is a human being first and foremost. Coming from that space and respecting those people, the amount of gratitude they have shared. They wrote so many letters to us thanking for us, because you can imagine that they have nothing else inside. The time they wake up till the time they go to bed, every single minute is scheduled. So they don't have much time. Their space is limited. They don't eat what they want. To some extent, they can choose according to their health-related things, but otherwise, what we refer to as our choices, they don't have any of those. So what these programs brought to them is a sense of relief. They could relax because they are not getting enough sleep, and they are confined into small spaces. The amount of gratitude they have, I've never received anywhere else.
Wow. I would love to join you sometime and experience this for myself. We've received a question, Victoria.
Yes.
How is yoga different from gymming?
Oh, this question I also get quite a lot. So what I can say is that when we go to a gym, there is loud music, or you put your music in your ears. So you have something to listen to. At the same time, the thoughts are going around. You might not even listen to what music is being played. The body is doing something else. The breath is going on. You are not aware. The difference is with yoga that the body, breath, and mind is in one place. That's what makes yoga very holistic, because that's when healing can happen. When the mind is so present, the energy is directed where it has to go.
Right.
That's one of the major differences, the awareness.
Beautiful, beautiful. There is a question. What would a good regime be to follow every day? How many minutes of yoga, how much pranayama, and how much meditation for somebody who has 35 to 40 minutes to invest?
35 to 40 minutes a day. Now you really are giving me a hard time here. Okay, so do some warm-ups. I think we are going to do something here. So one of these warm-ups.
Yes.
Okay. So before doing anything else, you need to just wake up the body to get rid of the tendency of restlessness. You might know some people who are always doing something with the pen or moving their legs. They are restless. Just to get rid of that. And then we can move on to the finer practices of breathing technique and meditation. And during the day, I think we will practice here just few minutes, even if you have few minutes.
That would be amazing. Yes, that would be amazing. If you can take us through a small session from your, you've got a repertoire of a lot of techniques. I remember you had spoken about something like a desktop yoga earlier.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it would be amazing to experience something with you, actually.
How much time do we have? You know, I sometimes I used to.
I have the whole night with me, not a problem. I can, but I guess in the interest of everybody's time, maybe 10 minutes is okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay, maybe 5-10 minutes. All right. Okay. So let's do something practical here. So when you are spending so much time in front of the computer like me, these always come in handy. So first, let's just shake the hands as I told. Let's get rid of some restlessness. You are doing it this way. This is when I bring in the 100% point. You know, we want all the benefits from what we do, but how much are we investing in that? 30% and we want 100% back? That's not how it works. Be 100% in whatever you do, and then the result will be also 100%. Relax. I take my glasses off. Good. Now, the spine is much more impacted when we are sitting in front of the computer. So first, we will do some stretching up. So breathe in, we raise the arms up, interlace the fingers, and turn the palms out, and just stretch up. Sometimes we sit like this. If you see yourself sitting a little bit, just roll the shoulders down and stretch upward. Keep breathing and keep stretching up. It always helps to keep a smile.
Very difficult to keep a smile in this posture.
No. Breathing out, turn the palms in and slowly bring the arms down. Something for the neck. Breathe in, lift the chin up. Breathing out, chin to the chest, look down. Breathe in, look up. And breathe out, look down. If you feel comfortable, close the eyes. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out, look down, and we start head rotations. Breathing in, half a circle from the right to the back. Breathing out from the left to the front. Keep moving with the breath. One more time. And when the chin is at the chest again, reverse the direction. Be gentle with the neck. Last time. When the chin is in the front, breathe in, face forward, and breathe out, relax. Already feeling a little lighter. There is a technique which is able to lift a lot more weight from us. So take the thumb and place it at the jawline, and the hand is behind the back.
Okay.
Keep a gentle pressure here in the jaw, and we will move the eyes. So first, move the eyes right and left. Keep a gentle pressure with the thumb, and only the eyes are moving. Sideways. Keep breathing. Now we look up and down, only with the eyes. Don't hold back the breath. And when we look up once more, we start circling only the eyes in one direction 3 times, and the other direction 3 times. Big circles. Something is already happening in the fingertips at the back. Now release the hands, close the eyes, and just observe the sensations in the shoulder area, in the neck, in the hands. And slowly, let's open the eyes. Hopefully you also could feel that elevation and some focus is coming back. So moving with the spine, let's do something for aligning. So leave the backrest, come a little bit to the front. Take the right hand above the head and make sure when we move the elbow back, you don't bump the elbow into anything behind you. Keep the left side of the body stationary. Start moving the right elbow back. And we slice in front of the body. Down to the waistline and start moving up. Really pull the elbow back. You might feel some crack already happening in the spine. And we move down one more time. And relax. Just feel the difference between the 2 sides of the body. And we were talking about equanimity. Let's do it with the other side. So if you started with the right, now comes the left. Hand is above the head and start moving the left elbow back and slice the hand in front of the body. Keep the right side stationary. All the way down and start moving up. And once more down. And relax. Close the eyes for a few moments. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. And again, let's open the eyes. I move my chair a little bit to the back. So what we will do, interlace the finger behind the back. Straighten the elbow. Lift the arms up and bend forward. Just as much as you can, keeping the head up. Keep breathing. Breathing in, come back up. Breathing out, relax one shoulder, other shoulder, and then the hands. The chest started opening up. Yeah. We can do, of course, sideway twists if time permits. Just move the entire spine. Do we still have a minute or two?
Yes, please. I'm loving it.
Good. So we did something for the spine. We did something for the eyes and neck and shoulders. Now the hands. Give ourselves a thumbs up. Thumbs up. And we start rotating only the thumbs. Keep breathing. It looks so easy. Opposite direction. And now take the thumb inside and hold it tight. Just hold it. You know, Krishna, people ask me about Viktoria. How do I let go? Now we will know. Breathe in, and with the ha sound, relax. That's it. Let's shake the hands.
I did not know letting go is so easy.
We do it one more time. Take the thumb inside. Hold it tight. You know, how long can we hold things tight? And let go. And again, shake the hands. Shrug the shoulders. Remember when we were teenagers? I don't care. That's it. And relax. Close the eyes for a few moments. And just observe the sensations in the body, wherever you feel. Some tingling, some sensation of lightness, openness. Deep breath in and breathe out. And let's open the eyes again. Any of these techniques can be practiced in front of the computer. Just you need to remember it.
Wow. I think we should have had a little longer session. This was. I can actually go to bed now, and I'm sure I'll get amazing sleep. I'm already feeling so relaxed.
You know, that's the thing. People associate relaxation with sleep, but meditation is much better.
Can you speak a little bit more about how meditation can complement yoga, Viktoria?
Yoga, the asanas practice, you mean. The asanas practice can lead into meditation that prepares the body to be able to sit still. Because when there's so much tension going on outside, you know, that affects us, that affects the thinking, and some chemicals starts going on in the brain, and then we don't take care of those, we don't breathe properly, toxins are not getting eliminated from the body, so those things start sitting in the body. But when we stretch, when we relax the body, those toxins also get eliminated. Just by stretching the body, the mind is also getting stretched and getting relaxed. So the physical practice of asanas lead us into that stability where we can just sit with awareness and do nothing.
I guess that's one doubt which a lot of people have, that is yoga just about the physical postures, or just about bending and touching your nose to your knees? But I guess yoga, as you said, is a lot deeper.
Yes, of course. So as I mentioned earlier in the conversation, there are the social ethics and the personal ethics, how we conduct conduct ourselves with others around. For example, how we keep ourselves clean and our surroundings clean, or how we talk, how we act, that we don't hoard things. How much clothes do you have in your closet that you have not worn for the last 1 year? So
Except nothing else do I wear. It's those 5 dresses that I keep wearing every week.
Then you are one example. You are living one portion of yoga. But really, these things that we accumulate, it also has an effect on our minds. Things that we don't use, like the phone numbers that we have not dialed for ages. So apart from that, there are the asanas, then there are the breathing techniques. Then we learn how to take the senses inward. So it's going to more the subtle levels of the yoga. Then we take the focus inside somewhere. So we arrest the mind. And in between those small little things, small focus, in between the mind slips into meditation. And at the peak of the meditation, we can experience the no mind, blissful state, an equanimous state, when we know we are, but we don't know where or how. We just know we are. So that's how yoga is very holistic, and it's not just about being a pretzel. By the way, did you know I cannot do the lotus posture?
Amazing. We've just got a little bit of time, so I'll probably see if I can take a few questions.
Yes.
There's a question: how is it different from learning yoga in the presence of a teacher and learning yoga from online videos?
Learn the yoga from a master. It is there in the Yogasara Upanishad and in many of the ancient texts, because one who has crossed the Maya, the illusion, or crossed this ocean of samsara, they can guide us. Knowledge is not something that you can learn from the books. Otherwise, if you can get enlightened by reading books, how many books are there on enlightenment or how to live our lives? But the one who is living the knowledge can give us the knowledge. The one who knows what we are going through, what are the pitfalls, can really carefully guide us to avoid, because he knows. Just imagine if you want to learn to play the piano, don't you need a teacher? Of course. So first you need a teacher. You can start watching videos just to get a feel of it, but definitely learn the yoga from a master.
Right, absolutely. And I guess we have a wonderful opportunity coming up on 12th of Feb, and we will talk more about it. There is a question: can yoga help me understand and handle my emotions?
Of course. As I said, when we are in the postures, the body, breath, and mind is at the same place, so we can observe much easily. And I let you in a secret. So when we do yoga nidra at the end of each and every asanas practice, yoga nidra is a relaxation technique. Those of you who don't know yet, it translates to the sleep of the yogi. So in that, during that relaxation technique, we take the awareness to different body parts, and that teaches us that we are not the body. So when we have this awareness of distancing, or the sense of detachment, that, oh, I'm not the body, oh, I'm not the emotions, oh, what is happening in me, oh, it's just happening. So I am not angry, oh, there is anger in me. It's a very subtle difference that,
Yes.
oh, I'm angry. No, there is an emotion. That's anger. So it needs practice, of course, but yoga can definitely help, because that's what we are doing through the breathing techniques and the asanas practice and what we are learning.
It's amazing that being a Hungarian, you know more Sanskrit words than I have ever known.
Yeah, I told you I'm kind of a nerd. So
Amazing. So we are almost towards the end of the session, Victoria. Before we wind up, a word for the viewers that we have Gurudev Rishi Ravi Shankar taking a live session on 12th of February. It's the masterclass with the master himself. It's a no-brainer. All of us must register and come for it. This year has been so tumultuous for all of us the last year, and Gurudev will be giving us the way forward. So, Victoria, any message for all those who are watching on why should they come for the masterclass?
whatever situations we are in, it's always beautiful to be in the presence of someone who can give us the knowledge, who can give us wisdom and light and love. And the way forward, I think that's something we all need, some encouragement that things will be right. And I have seen Gurudev giving master classes in December in Europe, and so many questions were answered. So I think I would encourage the viewers also to post in the Facebook whatever questions they might have, because I have seen a lot of questions on depression, how to handle when you lose a loved one during this time period. There were so many difficult situations, and always some hope, some guidance. Upliftment is all we need, and Gurudev with breathing techniques, with the meditation, just being with him really can give us that.
True, absolutely true. Looking forward to Victoria, and can't thank you enough for this session. I'm actually feeling relaxed, but also very energized. I don't know why. My body is feeling a lot more active than before. Thank you for those stretches. I think I was missing it for a long time. Thanks a lot for making yoga appear so easy for all of us. I mean, a lot of us have a lot of concepts about yoga, but I think you made it appear so easy for us that it's something for everyone. Thanks a lot for inspiring all of us. If you want to give a message to all those who are watching, what would that be?
Just keep equanimity, keep the balance, because on the path of love there is no two. The path of love is very narrow. No two can walk on it. It's either you or you and your ego. No, really. Yes, just be centered no matter what. When in doubt, just observe the breath and observe the body. And just by observing the body and the breath, we'll take away the stress and bring more awareness and calmness. That's what made a lot of difference in my life.
Wow. I will remember that one line: on the path of love, there is no two. Thank you so much for your time, Victoria. Thank you so much for the entire session. It was a wonderful experience. I'm sure all those who did the yoga today really enjoyed. We would love to have one more session with you with little more of yoga and some meditation, hopefully.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that, and really I'm very happy that you thought to invite me, and whatever I shared is what my experience has been, and just being here with all of you, it's really an honor and privilege. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.
Good night. Namaste.
We've got a video coming up, so please watch that, all the viewers, and register for the masterclass. Good night.
The power of knowledge is enormous. It calms us down, which brings clarity to us, that uplifts life and takes us out of misery. When the mind is clear, it's calm, it is serene, it is relaxed. That is the state of knowledge where intuitive knowledge comes up, where inspiration comes up, where creativity comes up.
This is life-changing experience, very deep, very useful knowledge.
He's giving you tools to really understand something that has been known for thousands and thousands of years, but he's giving you in a context that is really applicable and understandable today.
Many millions around the world need to listen and to learn those tactics or teachings.
I loved when he said that spirituality unifies all the religions. It touched really into my own belief system. I'm really impressed with the number of people here and the energy. Can you imagine the energy that's coming out from all the people here? It multiplies and everyone is really, really benefiting from it.
He pulled me towards this event.
Feeling the energy, feeling peace, and really appreciate his visit for the first time in the UAE. I'd love to see this happen more and more so that more people can experience this type of peace and happiness between people.
His wisdom is amazing, and he is a messenger of peace. He is a person who can show everyone in the world what love is.